This will be for the con exercise, domain and range from graph. So before we get to the actual problems, the definition for domain, that is going to be the possible x values. All right, and then for the range, that is going to be the possible y values. All right, so that's what we mean by domain and range. All right, first question, they're asking us what is the domain of the function g. All right, g is just the name of the function, but we said for domain, those are the possible x values. All right, so this is the x-axis, and we see the one on the left, the minimum x value is right here at -6. And the graph is continuous. Okay, that just means you can draw it without lifting your pen. And the maximum value is right here at +6. All right. So in terms of left-right, this one here is the minimum x value, and this one right here is the maximum x value. Okay, and like I said, it's continuous. It includes all of the x values in between. There are no holes in this graph, so it includes all of the values that run from -6 to +6. So if you start with x, it's going to be everything that's less than or equal to +6, and it's going to be greater than or equal to -6. All right, so that's it right there. That's your answer. There's a solid dot on the 6, so the 6 is included. It's equal to 6. There's a solid dot at -6. X equals -6. So it's also equal to -6, and it's all of the values in between. All right, this is considered continuous because you can draw this without lifting up your pen. That's why it includes all of the values in between those two. All right, 6 to -6. All right, here it says, what is the range of f? F is just the name of the function, but we said at the beginning that the range is the possible y values. All right, so we are looking at the y-axis here. And if you look at the lowest possible y value, the minimum y, that is at -3. And then you want to go to the highest possible y value. That's right here. That is at +7. All right, and the function is continuous. You can see that you can draw this without lifting up your pen. There are no holes in the graph. So if you start with y, it's everything that's less than or equal to 7. And it's everything greater than or equal to -3. So y is greater than or equal to -3. All right. And it's equal to 7 because there's a solid dot right there, and it's equal to -3 because there's no hole in the graph right there. And it includes everything in between. So that's it. We picked the lowest y and we picked the greatest y, the minimum and the maximum y values. The graph includes all those points in between. All right, -3 to 7. F of x is just another way of writing the y values. All right, here they're asking what is the range of g, and the function g is just dots here, or points. All right, this is not continuous. All right, but anyway, we said the range are the y values. All right, and these are just individual y values, all right? These are not continuous. So this one here, this point right here is at -7. We're looking at the y-axis. -7. This point here is at -4. This point here is between -2 and 0, so that's -1. This point here is at 3. And this point here is at 7. So that's it. There's no greater than less than here because this function is not continuous. Okay, this is not continuous because you cannot plot these points without lifting your pen. They are not connected. You'd have to plot these points individually. So these right here are the y values. Okay, the values in between these numbers are not included because you can see like right here, right in here between this point and this point, there's no graph. There's no dots here. There's no graph right here. So you just pick out the individual values when it's not continuous. All right, when it's not continuous, you just pick out the individual values. All right, there's no greater than less than. So that's it. All right, answer D, -7, -4, -1, 3, and 7. All right, you can eliminate answers like this because, like I said, there's no greater than less than. It's just the individual values. All right, what is the domain of f? So here is the function f, and as you can see, once again, this is not continuous. We are looking for the domain, which is the x values. All right, so just the individual values. Here is the x-axis. Your first point is right here at -6. And this point here is at x equals 0. This point here is at 2. This one here is at 4. And this one here is at 7. So that's it. There is no greater than, less than. These are just points. It's not continuous. There's nothing in between. So there's your answer. -6024. There you go. All right, domain of G. Here's the function G. Domain is the x values. All right, if you look at the minimum, we're looking at the x-axis. If you look at the minimum x value, the one on the all the way on the left, that's -7. And if you travel to the right, this right here is the maximum x value, and that's at 4. So it runs from -7 to +4. And the x's are in between. Okay, this is continuous. You can draw this without lifting your pen, so it includes all the values in between. All right, -7 to 4.